Hey YouTube, it's Rook here from Rook Geek Goodness, my little channel on the interweb for all things geeky and cool. We have a review that's a little near and dear to my heart. As you guys know, I'm a huge, massive Green Lantern fan. I mean, I got the shirt, I got the collectibles. As you can see here, I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. Now, these came out for, at that time, it was DC Collectibles now, but back in 2011 when these were released, it was called DC Direct. They actually rebranded all their collectible line of merchandising. In 2011, for 9 consecutive months, these power batteries came out. There's actually 9 total. I have a total here of 7. There's 2, I'll get to that in a second, that I didn't pick up, and there's a reason why I didn't want them. Now, just a little backstory for people who are not familiar with Green Lantern. In the year 2004 to 2013, a very prolific comic writer named Geoff Johns, he's a very big name in the comic industry. If you guys aren't familiar with him, he's a massive comic writer. He helped bring Flashback to prominence. He helped bring Green Lantern #1 book ratings when you actually looked at the top 50 books from Diamond Comics. He was #1 for several, I mean, for over a year. His ranking was #1 as far as book sales. Geoff Johns is a prolific DC writer. So prolific, in fact, that his work was so great and his sales were so high, they actually promoted him to actually president of DC Comics. He's the actual top tier, the top guy of DC. If you look at the Arrow show, if you look at the TV Flash series, if you look at anything Batman v Superman, any of the Justice League material, any of the new movies, somehow Geoff Johns' name is attached to those projects. Now, during his run of 2004 to 2013, the biggest point of his career, in my opinion, was the Blackest Night run. It was a series of books that ran, I believe, during the summertime for a good 3 to 4 months. It had tie-ins to the entire DC universe, in which the idea was that dead heroes or villains even were coming back from the dead. Think of Night of the Living Dead. They wanted brains or hearts. That's how they fueled their power, was for ripping up people's hearts. Kind of grotesque, but a really cool comic. Just to give you kind of a size comparison, I brought out my DC collectible Green Lantern power battery. This is a 1-for-1 scale power battery, as you can see here, guys. I have no batteries in it at the time. It's actually turned off, but I want you to see kind of what the scale would look like. Here is the 1/4-inch scale of the Green Lantern power battery here. So here's this one, and here's this one. This is a 1/4-inch scale. This is a 1-for-1 scale. So I just wanted to kind of give you a brief view of what the actual power battery would look like in comparison to these. These are all 1/4-inch scales here. So we're going to go into our breakdown segment. I'm going to show you kind of what these are like, their light features, and a little bit of history about the lantern. So we're going to go into a breakdown, guys. Stay tuned. Okay, guys, we're in our breakdown segment, taking a look at the DC Direct, now DC Collectibles, Blackest Night 1/4-inch power batteries from the Green Lantern line here. So first thing we're going to look at is the ones that they came out in order. The one that I don't have an actual listing of its history is the Blue Lantern power battery. So all these are the order in which they actually were released. First one was the orange power battery. So this was Agent Orange. He is basically, think of Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He's a one-man army. He only has one member, which is just himself. He thinks about greed all the time. This is known as avarice, just so you guys would know. Now, when actually you get these ones, I'll pull these two back here so you can see this one in the shot. The actual power battery is in 4 pieces. You have the actual, I'll take all the pieces out so you can see. You actually have the base, which is, this is the base here, and actually has avarice written on the back here. I don't know if you can really see it. It's kind of hard to see it, but it actually says avarice here. Really neat looking piece. All of the power batteries have this type of base. All of them do. They have different colors and different verbiage listed on the back, but they all have the same thing. They all come with a key. If you see here, it says DC Direct on it. It has their logo to the website. This actually plugs into the back of the power battery, like this. So you basically just slot it in. There's a hole here, so you just slot it into the actual hole. The power battery itself, this one, unfortunately, for the orange one, basically because of wear and tear, and when I opened it up, the actual handle has come off. Normally this handle is articulated, but mine doesn't articulate. It does, however, light up. So there is a light up feature for it. As you twist the bottom here, as you see me twist it, all of them do that. Now the other cool feature, another light up feature, is if you take this key out, and if you look on the ring, they actually have a symbol of the ring. You can actually wear the ring. It does fit on your finger. It's kind of big, but go figure. One size fits all, unfortunately. Now if you look on the inside, there is actually it looks like a little key or a little indentation like it's like a screw. So you just basically take this and you just, there's on off on the inside. I don't know if you guys can see it here. On off. Hopefully you can read it there. You just switch it from the off position, of course, to the on position, and it does light up. I don't know if you can see it well. All of the rings feature that light up function, that light up feature. All of them do that. So if we just turn it off, and they all run on like your typical watch battery, a very, very small little battery on the inside. If you actually, if the battery goes dead, you can basically unscrew the top of the ring, pull the battery out, and put a new one in. So you can swap it. That was in July of 2011. In that same month, the next one was the Red Lantern one. Red Lantern one's a little different motif looking. This, in case you guys don't know, Red Lanterns are powered by anger. That's their fuel. They're fueled with anger and hatred. The biggest weakness for a Red Lantern is if you actually take their ring off, they really kill over and die. It's linked to their heart. Their ring is their heart. So if you take their ring off their finger, they'll kill over. Now, of all the other ones, this has probably the weirdest looking design. Has a different type of handle compared to, if you notice, the Red Lantern or the Orange Lantern one. Different handle. Doesn't look the same at all, as you can see here. This is actually how it looks in the comics. These are all transitioned from the comics. So these are true to the actual comic counterpart. And this one does, of course, light up as well. A little dimmer than normal. The batteries are kind of going on this one, but it does light up. And of course, it does feature the light up function for the ring, and the ring has a symbol here. If you didn't notice it, I'll kind of show you on the orange one. There is a symbol for the ring on top here, and the red one has it as well. So all of them have the core symbol of their cores on top of each power battery. In that same month of July, the Green Lantern one came out. So we had 3 of them that came out in July. I was really wanting this one because, of course, being a Green Lantern fan, I wanted that one the most. And again, it does feature the same function. It does have the name Will written on the back here. All of them have the name of their core. If we didn't say it for the red one, I dropped the ring. It says Rage. Let me pick up the ring. Put it back in. Yes, I'll keep all the blunders in the recording, just so you guys know I'm not perfect. This one was really, really cool to get. Again, does feature the light up feature. Again, very dim, as you can see here. The battery is kind of going out on that one. There we go, now I popped it open. So you kind of see it shining here, as you can see. Kind of neat feature. And of course the ring does showcase the same feature and have the Green Lantern symbol on top of the power battery. Now, after that one, we had Violet. So Violet was this one, which was Star Sapphire. Star Sapphires, in case you guys know, are fueled by love. Love is their power, and they're usually all women. There were a few men in different story arcs, but all of them were known as women to have love. On the back, of course, we have love written on the back of the power of the base, and they do again feature the same base. You have the ring, which does have the icon of the Star Sapphire symbol on the front, and of course on top of the power battery. And they do feature the light up feature, and the ring does light up as well. I will light up this one so you guys can see. It does have the key as well, and it does have the little divot that you turn, and the ring does light up. So they do have, all of them have the same light up feature. Let's turn this one off. There we go. And I'll plug the key back into the base. Turn that one off. Following the Violet, the Star Sapphire one, in the month of October went the Indigo Tribe. Indigos are powered by compassion. That's what their power is. They were actually former criminals. It was a form of reconditioning that Abin Sur, which was basically one of the greatest known Green Lanterns next to Hal Jordan, when Abin Sur passed away, he passed his ring to Hal Jordan. He actually reconditioned all of the Indigo Tribe members, and they actually walk around with saying knock. They don't really talk the normal tongue. They always say knock, 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 and okay. And that's how they always communicate. It's actually their own language. Even the Green Lantern rings cannot translate the knock language properly. They also have the power of teleportation. They can teleport anywhere. And they actually carry a staff around. That's their power batteries inside their staff. Really neat concept. Again, this one showcases the symbol here, which is kind of like a diamond shape. We have compassion listed on the back of the stand. And you have the ring, and they all do light up again, as we talked about. Next one we had which was the Sinestro Corps in November. These were all 2011. These were all 9 months in transition, consecutive months. This one has kind of a different type of motif, as you see here. This is represented how the actual Sinestro Corps power battery looks in the actual comics. It has this kind of weird shaped handle. It does have the symbol in the front, on the top here. It says on the base, of course, fear. They're known to have fear. Sinestro was basically Hal Jordan's arch nemesis throughout all of comicdom. As Hal Jordan had will, Sinestro had fear. And at that time, in the old cases of the comics, the Green Lanterns were unable to affect anything against yellow. That was the old comic mythology. In the newer set of comics, with great practice, they can overcome their fear, which is what Green Lanterns are known for, so they overcome fear itself. Again, you had the symbol on the front, on the top here. This one does, in fact, light up. Really, really bright. And I'll actually light this one up as well and drop his power battery. We'll just leave that right there. Again, it has the same type of key feature. You just turn it and it does light up, as you can see here. Kind of hard to notice it, kind of shield it. And it does have the Sinestro symbol in the icon on top of the ring. Now, the only one really left, and there's 3 left, but the other 2 I did not purchase. The Black Lantern and White Lantern power batteries I did not get. I wanted the traditional 7 cores. And speaking of 7 cores, we'll bring out the last one. This is known as Hope. This is the Blue Lantern Corps. Blue Lanterns are probably the weakest of all the Lantern Corps, relatively speaking. They can heal people, they can create constructs like all the other Lanterns can, but they're a support character. They're really designed to supercharge Green Lanterns. They can actually raise their power levels beyond a normal 100%. They can reach 200, 300, 500%. They can basically supercharge them. Also, the only way to remove a Red Lantern's ring without killing him is a Blue Lantern. A Blue Lantern can basically purge a Red Lantern. They can actually do it without killing the person. And they've actually done it several times in the comics, in case you guys don't know. It does have the Blue Lantern logo in the front, which is Hope. The most prominent member was a person by the name of Saint Walker, who is right here, actually. I'll give you a kind of view of what he looks like. This is Saint Walker. This happens to be the Marvel, the Mattel DC version. He does have this kind of weird protruding tail in the back of his neck here. Really, really great articulation, and he does have this little Blue Lantern power battery. But that's Saint Walker. He was probably the most well-known Blue Lantern of them all, actually. Hal Jordan was actually a Blue Lantern for a while, and so was Kyle Rayner, just to give you guys a little background. They do get all their power, again, from Hope. That is their power. And of course, on the back, in case you guys didn't notice, does say Hope on the back here. So I do hope you like this breakdown segment. Let's go into final thoughts and wrap up this video. Final thoughts on the then DC Direct, now branded DC Collectibles 1/4" scale Blackest Night power batteries. Would I actually recommend buying these? If you're willing to pay a high premium. So just so you would know, when these originally were released back in 2011, these had a price point of about $40 each. That time is long ago, unfortunately. I wish they were still $40. The black and the white one, which are not in this video, unfortunately, have I really want them. Personally, I wanted the Core 7 that Jeff Johns' prolific run really talked about. The black and the white stuff came near the end of his run. I really didn't want that. I wanted the Core 7 that you would see here. Also, in case you guys wanted to know, this guy will be reviewed. The 1-to-1 power DC Direct, or DC Collectible now, power battery will be reviewed. I will be reviewing this guy shortly. I just have him in this shot, just so again you can see the comparison between a full 1/1 scale to a 1/4 scale. Now, the actual pricing on these guys, how much would you be willing to pay for them? They have a high premium. They're not cheap at all. The cheapest one you would find would probably be the white one, about $99. Some sites have it lower. I've seen it as low as about $69 I saw a yellow one a couple days ago for about $69, $70 plus shipping. If you're going to Amazon, you're looking to pay a high premium. I've seen them go anywhere from $99 up to $200. The green, the red, the orange, and the blue are usually the highest ones. The green, this guy here, is about $200, sometimes even higher. I've seen other sellers that actually had it up to $499. Ridiculous pricing. I would not spend $500 on this. This one you're looking at about $120 500? I don't think so. No, 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 never, never. You're an idiot if you spend $500 for this. Don't do that, guys. Would I recommend these? Absolutely. If you're looking for something that is a conversation piece, a great thing that you can put on your shelf, absolutely. Small scale, doesn't take up a whole lot of space compared to this. I mean, this is the 1-for-1 scale. This takes up, you know, a footprint of this big, very, very tiny. This is much larger. I mean, absolutely, this is a great, phenomenal piece. So I highly, highly recommend it if you can actually find any of these pieces, guys. I hope you liked this video. Remember to hit that like button. Always hit the sub button, guys. I'm watching you. Always hit that sub button, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.